I'm back. Excuse me, I got a gnat. This is Violet Calkins, and I'm going to be sharing with you my book, Six of One, Half a Dozen the Other. And this is my autobiography, and let's get with it. Okay? Silly gnat. Okay, Six of One, Half a Dozen the Other by Violet M. Calkins, a memoir of Violet Howell, one of the 12. Six of one, half a dozen the other. Copyright 2019, rather. All rights are reserved. And here's a photograph of me along with some of my siblings. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there it is. Okay. And let's get to it. Get right to it. The beginning. The mockingbird was singing just outside my bedroom window as I lay in bed with my gray eyes shut. I listened and smiled as he sang, "Pretty, pretty, pretty." Then I continued to enjoy the song as he ran through his imitation of the other regional birds. Daybreak is my favorite time of day. I especially enjoy the early morning rejoicing of the birds and the relative absence of other sounds. I was glad my room was at the back of the house near the large mulberry tree. The window next to my bed let in the morning light as well as the sweet song of the birds. I could easily look out the window at the board fence and see the lizard that often sunned there, doing his daily calisthenics. No sound was coming from the other side of the dresser which divided the room except for the whisper of soft snores. So I knew that beyond the pink lace curtain hanging from the ceiling, my three younger sisters were still sleeping. It was Saturday morning, and I was grateful for the chance to sleep in. I snuggled deeper under the heavy handmade quilt, thinking it would be a great chance to rest a little longer. The peace and solitude was refreshing. This time it was nice to have no obligation pressing me to hurry out of bed. At 16, I had a seemingly non-stop schedule. On school days, I usually bounded out of bed as soon as my eyes were open, ready to face the day and whatever it might bring. But today there was no rush to get up. Saturday was one of the few days when the Howell family zoo began later than 6 a.m. Although it was winter, it was still too early in the season for the fog. This particular early December day in Fresno was a little cool, but the sky was a beautiful azure blue and the sun was shining bright. The morning was one of those wonderful clear sky days when the panorama of the snow-capped mountains around the valley could clearly be seen. Then, voices in the front part of the house disturbed my quiet reverie. I roused my lanky frame out of bed and pulled on my tattered pink robe. Grabbing my hairbrush, I forced the tangles from my long and often unruly red hair. Then I walked slowly into the living room, where I was nearly bowled over by my two blonde, curly-headed nieces, Pamela and Anita. They ran with outstretched arms and smiles as big as the moon as they greeted me by squealing in unison, "Aunt Violet!" I laughed and swooped them up both into my arms. I twirled them around and planted kisses on their small round cheeks as they squealed and giggled with childish delight. As I placed the girls on the red tile floor again next to their brother Tommy, I noticed my older sister Dee and her husband Tom and another couple all sitting on the light pink sectional. In front of the large bay window, sitting with them on the couch, was a handsome young stranger I had never seen before. The stranger looked comfortable in his denim blue jeans and a light blue polo shirt. His dark brown curly hair was combed back at the sides, and the top was meticulously formed into a wavy pompadour above his high, tanned forehead. He had a square, strong jaw and an upper lip that was so thin it was nearly non-existent, and a slight cleft in the center of his chin. His complexion was smooth and clear, and his skin was the color of burnt sienna. His hands and biceps were large, as were his feet. The young man was muscularly built and appeared to be about 25 years old. His arresting sky blue eyes, which were set under a deep brow with straight dark eyebrows, were trained upon me. The nieces, Pamela and Anita, my oldest sister Dee's little girls, were the ones who had come running to greet me. Dee and Tom had come by on their way to the cherry auction to ask if I would like to babysit the girls and their brother, Tom Jr., for the day. All 3 children were under 6 years old. They would be a handful, but I didn't mind. I enjoyed the challenge. Dee, who is 7 years older than me, but unlike me, was full-figured and voluptuously built. Her square face and arms, which were covered with freckles, made her look tanned most of the time. Men were naturally attracted to her thick red shoulder-length hair with its soft natural curls. Men often told her that she had bedroom eyes, which seemed to please her. She enjoyed the flirting. Dee was a very straightforward, candid person. If she liked you, she would let you know by favoring you with her friendship. On the other hand, if you crossed her, she would let you know clearly how she felt about it. It was no fun to get on her bad side. She had a temper which matched her fiery red hair. For Dee to tell you straight out what she thinks of you or what your shortcomings are was not unusual. She could be a faithful friend when treated right. She could also be a fearsome adversary when wronged. Most of the time, I found myself in Dee's good graces. Dee often entrusted me with the care of her children when she had business that did not include them. The cherry auction where Dee and the others were going for the day was so called because it's located on Cherry Avenue, one of the many tree streets far into the country, south and west of Fresno, California. Each week at the cherry auction, people would bring sellable items, new and used, and put them up for bidding. There were livestock sales as well as sales of household items, farm equipment, rabbits, and poultry. It was entertaining to go and look at all the items for sale and listen to the auctioneer as he quickly chattered out the prices expected for an item. $1, $1, $2, $2, $3, who'll give me $4? A trip to the auction was usually a full-day excursion, which often netted at least a bargain or two. And my dog is just barking her head off. Sorry about that. The all-day affair. Is this